It's been a long time. I mean, we've had the World Cup to keep us ticking over, but let's be honest, there's nothing like a good bit of Premiership football on a Saturday and a Sunday, is there? And it's almost time for the first game of the new 2018-2019 season. So guys, welcome to the first episode of the Sanderson Show. I'm Callum and this is Football Talk. So guys, the first game of the season will be Friday, which will be the 10th of August 2018, and it's going to be at the Theatre of Dreams, better known as Old Trafford. I'm a Liverpool fan, you'll get to know. And it will be between Manchester United and Leicester City. So, what is this game going to bring? Man United have had a very rocky pre-season, and let's be honest, things don't seem to be too happy between Mourinho and the board and the fans. There's a lot of disharmony at the moment, which is unusual for Manchester United. But let's be honest, they do grind out results at Old Trafford, and they do usually come out on the winning side. Leicester, on the other hand, have been quietly going about their business over the transfer window, acquiring a few decent little players, also players like Musa coming back from loan. So it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, you've got Vardy, but they have lost the magician, Riyad Mahrez. He's gone to Manchester City. How are they going to cope? Are they going to be able to put Manchester United under that pressure? Are they going to be able to get an early goal, get the crowd on Manchester United's back? I personally don't see it happening, unfortunately. I think Manchester United are actually going to grind out a result here. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but when is a Mourinho win ever pretty? Let's be honest, it's going to be not necessarily dull, but it's not going to be the most entertaining game unless Leicester make it entertaining. But even still, Mourinho and Manchester United, they know how to take the entertainment out of football. But winning is the game, and that's what he specialises in. So I'm going for a Manchester United win. I mean, you look at the previous fixtures at Old Trafford, Leicester City haven't fared too well. And as I said previously, Manchester United are quite dominant at Manchester United at Old Trafford. So I don't see Leicester doing it. As much as I want to be proven wrong, I don't see it happening. And I see 3 points going to the Manchester team and them starting off with a win. Now, I've got a soft spot for Rafa Benitez being a Liverpool fan. So naturally, I want him to do well. But Tottenham are very strong. But you have to look at it. Tottenham in August aren't very strong. I mean, let's be honest. Harry Kane doesn't start scoring till September. Now, granted, when he starts scoring in September, he doesn't stop until May. But he never scores in August, does he? Rafa Benitez knows how to set up his defence. However, Rafa Benitez is not bringing in the players that he wants to be able to bring in. But then again, neither has Tottenham. I mean, no signings. No signings. Come on, Poch. What's going on? I mean, they've signed no one. How does that make sense? You're meant to be building and going from strength to strength. You see your rivals building, but you're standing still. But at the same time, they've not lost anyone. They've not lost Harry Kane, Christian Eriksen, even Toby Alderweireld. They've held on to all their top players. So are they weaker? No, they're not. But are they stronger? No, they're not. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a cagey affair. I mean, Newcastle aren't going to come flying out the traps and trying to push Tottenham back on the back foot. They're going to try and counter-attack Tottenham. They're going to try and soak up the pressure, hit them on the break. But again, when you play that game, you're pegging yourself back. Have they got that striker who can run beyond the lines? I mean, they've just signed Rondon. He's not the fastest striker in the world, but he is a workhorse. He's going to work that back line of Tottenham. But is he going to be able to produce that quality? Is he going to have that moment in the game where he can score a goal? Again, I don't see it. I only see it going one way. I see an away win. I see the points going back to London. I don't see how Newcastle could win. I mean, tell me if you've got suggestions. But I just see Tottenham being too strong. I see them being able to overpower Newcastle. Even if Kane doesn't score, you've still got Dele Alli, you've still got Christian Eriksen. If things aren't going right, you can bring Lucas Moura off the bench. So, I mean, they've got options there. Midfield as well. I mean, is Dembele going to play? Maybe. Is Wanyama? But they'll control that midfield. John Joe Shelby can't do it all by himself. They haven't got Mikel Moreno anymore. So who in that Newcastle midfield is going to stabilise? Who's going to be able to make the last minute run into the box if they're on the attack? I don't see anyone being able to do that. So unfortunately, I've got to go with the favourites. I've got to go with Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea are another team who have had a really up and down transfer window. As of right now, they still are lacking a few targets. I mean, they've just brought in Kepa. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his surname because it looks like a Wi-Fi password. But I mean, he's the third choice for Spain at the moment. And again, that's no mean feat. I mean, David De Gea is a world-class keeper, if not the best keeper in the world. So you can't expect him to be starting there. And let's be honest, Real Madrid wanted him, so it can't be that bad. So we're looking at this fixture and, I mean, Chelsea have been able to keep Hazard. They've kept Willian. I don't see anything but a Chelsea win here. I mean, Huddersfield do play some really nice football, but do they have that cutting edge? I mean, Sarri's coming now, and we all know Sarri can play a brilliant brand of football, but it's how quickly are these Chelsea players going to be able to buy into his philosophy? I mean, all season, for the last 2 seasons, they've been playing 3 at the back. That's going to change now. Sarri favours the 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 formation. How is that going to dictate the way certain players play? I mean, before you had Azpilicueta playing on the right-hand side of a 3, now he's gone back to right-back. I mean, is he still that same marauding right-back? Can he get up and down the line? Can he put in a good cross? I mean, we know his delivery is excellent, but can he do it on a consistent basis? When you're playing in the third man of a back 3, it's easy to acquire a bit of space and have more time on the ball. Whereas a right-back, you've got to receive the ball quickly, get out of your feet quickly and put a ball in the box. And then even if you do that, is Morata going to score? I mean, Morata, let's be honest, he's got all the technical abilities to be a world-class striker, but something's missing. Is it his confidence? Who knows? Is it the fact that he doesn't necessarily want to be at Chelsea? Who knows? But this is a big season for Morata, especially with them sending Batshuayi out on loan. If he doesn't deliver, who will? For all the talent that Hazard and Willian have, they're not natural goal scorers, and they go through long spells without scoring goals. So if they don't produce the goals and Morata doesn't produce the goals, you're then looking at the midfield. Kante's not a goal scorer. He's a machine. He's an absolute machine, but he's not a goal scorer. Jorginho, again, he dictates the game, but he's not a goal scorer. Kovacic, he might be able to chip him with a few, but again, not a goal scorer. So where are the goals coming from? I don't think that will affect them against Huddersfield. I think they'll get a few early goals, and I think they'll run out quite comfortable winners against David Wagner's men. Again, David Wagner, brilliant manager, great coach, but I just think this will be a step too far for him against Chelsea. So I'm going for 3 points, going back to Stamford Bridge. Now on to the Sunday games. So the afternoon kickoff is the mighty Reds, Klopp's Army, Liverpool Football Club, the one and only, the best team in Merseyside, one of the most successful teams in Britain ever. But hey, I'm not biased, am I? So yes, I'm a Liverpool fan. And yes, we're playing West Ham first game of the season. But how do I think it's going to go? It's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be an easy game at all. I mean, let's be honest. West Ham at Anfield haven't got the greatest of records. I mean, the last time they beat us was a few years ago when they came and they beat us. I mean, Payet scored on the day, Noble scored, but we had a mare that day. That was Brendan Rodgers last season. Last season we played them and we played them off the park. And I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen this season. Pellegrini's a brilliant manager. He's brought in some fantastic players for West Ham. You've got Felipe Anderson, you've got Yarmolenko. These are players that would get into the squads of most top 6 teams. But West Ham have been able to acquire these players and done it quite quietly. It's going to be a tough game. I do think we'll run out winners, but it's not going to be easy. I'm maybe going 1-0, 2-1. They're going to put us under pressure. There's going to be times where we struggle in the game, but that's what the first game of the season's all about, isn't it? It's about running those cobwebs out of the system. We've still got a fantastic 3. Salah, Mane, Firmino. So much love for you guys, but I digress. I see us winning, but it's going to be a tough game. West Ham will come and play. Manuel Pellegrini won't have it any other way. He is a stubborn manager and he's not going to bring his team just to park the bus. He's not Mourinho. But it is going to be a good game. It's going to be an entertaining game for the neutrals, just like most Liverpool games are. But for Liverpool fans, they're not. They're not entertaining at the time unless we're beating a team by 4 or 5 goals. They are quite hard to watch sometimes when you're in a tough game. But one thing you do know from Liverpool is they're going to create chances, but are they going to leak goals? I mean, Van Dijk's come in January last season and he solidified, he stabled the ship, but who's going to partner him on Sunday? Lovren's just come back from the World Cup. Congratulations, Lovren, good World Cup. Gomez, we don't know if he's fully fit. Klavan's not fully fit. Matip's not fully fit. So who's going to partner him? Are West Ham going to try and exploit that issue? Then you're looking at the goalkeeper. So happy we've signed Alisson, honestly. And that's not disparaging to Karius. It's just unlucky how things have worked out. But Alisson is a top goalkeeper. But is the Premier League going to be too much for him to handle at the beginning? Is it going to take him a bit of time to bed in? Only time will tell. But I'm being optimistic. I'm going for a win for Liverpool. And I think the 3 points will be at Anfield. And it will be a nice way to start the season. Hopefully long may it continue. And now for the game of the weekend. The big one. Super Sunday. Manchester City versus Arsenal. What a game to start off match day 1 of the Premier League season. Let's be honest, this is going to be a top game. Now, Manchester City, they play the best football in the league. Undoubtedly. Pepper's got his puppeteers, he's like Geppetto, isn't he? Just like that, and they just know what to do. I watched them in pre-season play against Liverpool, and honestly, they played a second string team with a lot of the youngsters, and they were passing the ball fantastically. He's got them playing some of the best football we've seen in this country. But they're not coming up against an Arsene Wenger Arsenal. They're coming up against an Unai Emery Arsenal. But none of us know what that looks like. It's going to be a very interesting game. Is Unai Emery going to start both Lacazette and Aubameyang? Is he going to go with one or the other? Is Ozil going to play? Is Ramsey going to play? It all depends. No one really knows. But that's the beauty of this game. Last season, Manchester City versus Arsenal, it'd be a clean sweep. I mean, you could almost put your house on that Manchester City were going to beat Arsenal. You can't do that this season. Not so early in the season as well. You've got to think, are Arsenal going to be able to catch City cold? Is Unai Emery going to be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat, so to speak, and come out with something that Pep hasn't seen? I mean, Unai Emery is an unknown quantity now in the Premiership, and that means Arsenal are now once again an unknown quantity in the Premiership as well. Are they going to play that smooth, silky football under the early stages of the Wenger era, or is it going to be that stagnant football, that almost scared football where they're not chasing down the ball, they're not harrying, and they're giving the ball away cheaply, and defensively they're fragile? We don't know. I mean, they brought in Leno, but Leno has a mistake in him as well. Is he going to be shaky on the first day of the season? It's going to be a fascinating game, and it's the game I'm most looking forward to at the weekend. Is Pep going to be able to continue his march onto dominance, and is he going to be able to up the standards from even last season where they amassed 100 points? 100 points. Who knows? I expect it to be a lot closer this season, but I mean, I've still got City winning the league, and I've got City winning this game as well, if I'm going to be honest. I don't see how Arsenal can overpower him. I mean, Aubameyang is a world-class striker, he's a world-class finisher. Lacazette on his day can be unplayable, but then you've got Aguero, Jesus, Sane, Sterling. The names roll off your tongue, and you think, how do you stop this team? They're a juggernaut when they get going. And I don't know if Arsenal necessarily have built up that strength yet. I don't know if Unai Emery has built up that resolve and that mental stability in his squad to be able to overpower City on the first day of the season. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So there we go, guys. If you're watching this, you've been a part of history. The first ever Sanderson Show, Football Talk. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, if you like what you see, please leave a like, please subscribe. And even if you don't like the video, let me know. Maybe you can give me some advice, who knows. But I hope to see you again, and have a great day.